Bum, bum. Hello. There we go. Oh, I, mm, is this? Okay. So, mm, let me just do that. That'll work. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm Taru, ugly but charismatic. I'm kind of doing things on my own today. Um, it's been a crazy couple months here. I now work two jobs serving. My friend Clone has been trying to pick up more hours. Everything kind of went sideways the past couple days. Like I chipped a tooth. He ended up working until 3 in the morning last night. Had to be back at 9 a.m. So I'm here, Taru Nation. I was actually going to have him be my board guy today. I was still going to be doing it by myself, but there was going to be a couple more bells and whistles. I tried. I failed. I'm sorry. I forgot to even do the mic for my actual camera. So this is actually going to be pretty short, Taru Nation, because I actually just want to touch on a few things. I want to thank everybody who's been checking out our YouTube page, especially with our live reactions. You're kind of showing us exactly what you like to see and where we need to head with some of our videos and stuff. We have been playing a little bit fast and loose, so I do apologize about that, as we have been getting cut on a few, um, oh wow, English words that I'm looking for. We've had a few violations on our channel lately for little things like music from Deadpool, and we got hit on some, like when we did a live stream of GTA, and it wasn't even the GTA. It was the posters in GTA that got us caught because we stayed on the movie posters in the game too long, and so we got hit on that. But nevertheless, everything's pretty fine. That's why I'm kind of doing a little safe tonight with the Taru Nation podcast. I was originally going to do an entire show based around comic books, but I realized I am not a comic book expert. As you can see, I am rocking the Deadpool. I highly recommend seeing the movie. I was not a big Deadpool follower, but I'm a massive Ryan Reynolds follower, and I knew that he was going to be good for the character. I knew basic Deadpool, and I really enjoyed the movie, and I think everyone will. Um, I was originally going to go into talking about what what other characters should go ahead and have an R-rated movie, but I'm gonna hold that off. I want to do a little bit more research on it, and I think I'm gonna get that as a panel. That way, it's not just me talking about it, as I don't know as much as I should on the topic. What I will do in terms of talking about comics is tell parents to not take their kids. No Deadpool, okay? There should not be a PG-13 Deadpool. It wouldn't be Deadpool. It wouldn't be the character, okay? R-rated for a reason. To those people who are like, well, I didn't know this type of scene was going to be in there. This is crazy. What, my kids are scarred for life. Well, do some research before you go to see a movie. Be a parent. That's all I'm going to say on that. Otherwise, none of my business. So, this past Monday night, Shane McMahon returned to wrestling. Yeah, I'm jumping topics. Bad segue. Sorry. But we do a lot of wrestling stuff on this channel, and the live Raw review saw me completely freaking out, and for good reason. It was a big moment. It was the way they did everything they did there. It was good. We went places. It was one of those shows where you actually kind of you got lost into a lot of the different scenarios. The final DLC came out for WWE 2K16, so you get the Hall of Fame, which so now, and including with the like massive roster that you already had on there, you also get like another Ric Flair. Okay, let's just pull up a thing here. Oh, I'm sorry. It turns out rum before a feature's not always a good thing. It doesn't set well. I'm getting too old. But you had Triple H beating down Roman Reigns on Raw. You had Shane McMahon returning. You had just an actual solid episode of wrestling. And to me, that goes a long way, especially when you're building up towards the grandest stage of them all, with WrestleMania, or as everybody it seems is referring to it, shoulder injury the musical, as that's become a rather popular saying around wrestling at the moment, because everyone has a shoulder injury. I just lost all trains of thought. But I know that with the wrestling, going back to the wrestling game, I know the DLC roster includes the Outsiders, Kevin Nash, Scott Hall. You have the Bushwhackers, Earthquake, so the Natural Disasters. Samoa Joe's now out. I just saw his picture. There's a new Macho Man with a fantastic elbow drop. The main reason I'm even bringing up the game is because there was a tweet that went out from Ugly Charismatic last week that involved me and something that I'm going to be launching, and that is a new blog to go along with Taru's The Diaries of a Forgetful Taru. It's going to be a separate blog that deals with wrestling specifically, and it's going to be looking at the world without Hulk Hogan. And it's basically because the character could have went to anybody else. It didn't have to go to the Hulkster. But with him for a minute being scrubbed away by wrestling because of things from his past, that racial comments, like, it's pretty crappy that it got recorded from, like, the fact that he got slammed so hard, fired, and the comments were like 4 or 5 years old. It was filmed without his knowledge, like, how, and then it's like, oh, well, here you go, we're gonna ruin you. Like, if I'm trying to think of a note, like, if someone completely unimportant did that, it wouldn't make headlines. It wouldn't cost him a job. It wouldn't do anything. But because of his positioning, it like really messed him up. So I'm going to take a look at how wrestling would have turned out and how I think you would have had the actual rise of WWE, how far it could have made it without the initial Hulk Hogan bursts, if there would have been a Monday Night War, all around changes to the wrestling landscape, and what I think would have happened, who I think the big stars would have been, how the titles would have rotated a little bit differently, things like that. So I'm really looking forward to doing that, and I'm actually probably going to end up working on that some later tonight. I won't have anything up for that, but probably within the next 2 weeks, mid-March. I really like tea. I'm sorry. I've lost. I'm actually going to backpedal here for 1 second. I'm just a little shout out here to cinemablend.com, as I think that they had a really good concept on the 10 comic book characters who deserve an R-rated film. Connor's. Oh, I cannot even pronounce your last name, dude. He posted this article 2 weeks ago, and really, he talks about like the Joker and Harley Quinn having their own R-rated film, Red Hood for the DC side. On the Marvel side, you had Moon Knight, an R-rated Moon Knight movie, an actual R-rated Wolverine movie, and I think these are some concepts that we'll end up looking much deeper into and having an actual roundtable discussion on. And I hope to actually do that later on the Taru Nation podcast. But like I said, I'm just not fully equipped to handle that by myself. I thought I was, but I really realized over the past week that I would rather accept certain limitations on my knowledge and what I'm passionate about and what I can get into, and actually enhance and just showcase what I know instead of just doing word vomit. And especially when I went back and I haven't even fully watched the first Taru Nation, as I know it was a train wreck. I plan on editing that one and this one down and trying to do an actual salvageable, like, hybrid. It should be fun. What's that clicking noise? Like, what in the world? Sorry, ADHD. But we have a lot of fun things that we're going to be rolling out with here shortly with Ugly But Charismatic. So just stay tuned. And as I go, because I haven't done this in a really long time, and this is really weird for me just to be sitting in front and just doing something like this. And I just don't want to ramble, you know. And I apologize. I know I'm breaking all the rules of public speaking. It's okay. I like to do that. But stick around, stay tuned. We will definitely get the hang of this, and in the coming months, our production value is going to be going up a little bit. We have a few live action surprises, and a couple of just hopeful scenarios that we're hoping to play out. So, stay tuned. Taru signing out.